Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is The Reckonist. Welcome to Motorsport Manager, and Fire Fantasy 21 has been released. I'm a little bit late, as it says there. It was released in December and updated in March, but if you've been keeping up with my real life, I've had a few problems to deal with. But here I am now, returning to what was a very popular series for my channel. I looked back at it, the 2020 Fire Fantasy Let's Play. I did a season with a Renault, and part one had 20,000 views, and I had no idea. So here I am, returning to that gold mine to chip off another nugget. And yeah, so we're going to do hopefully more than one season this time. I'm going to do it in various parts, mainly one race weekend per part. I think that's a good way to go. And yeah, I think if you're not familiar with the Fire Fantasy mod, I will leave links down in the description to what that is, how you can get it, what other mods I have going with it. And it is a genuinely fantastic mod. It brings Motorsport Manager up to date, and it brings it more towards the management sim that we deserve as fans of motorsport and fans of management simulators, indeed. It's a fantastic thing, and they deserve all the credit. So please go give them guys a like. By Chris. It's just Chris. Yeah. All right. Okay. So what have we got here? So we got to do a new career. Right. You will see. I have done one test race to try and bring myself up to date with a BMW. It's in a different in Formula 2. So things are going to be a little bit different as we go forward. Now, which team? Obviously, is a very important thing to do. Do we make our own team this year? Not yet, I don't think. That's not. I think that's going to be a bit of a long-term project if we're going to do that. So I will do part one of this will be us establishing who we're going to be and evaluating where we're at, and probably make a few moves towards development. And then we will go into a race weekend where we are. Now, we've got to decide who, or in fact, tell you what, last night, in fact, I finished my paperwork to become a US citizen. So now that's just got to go through bureaucracy. And I have a small test to do, and that's about it. I'll be a US citizen pretty soon. So about now, I'm going to start filling in that I am, in fact, a US man, despite me sounding like an extra from Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm going to pick myself as that. Now, this is where the game changes. I say it's more difficult. They've changed an awful lot of things on this game. Anybody who's played the original will immediately see what they have changed. Something that the first thing you'll spot is stats relating to backstory. Your driver feedback is slightly reduced, I think. Part-time is slightly less. Yes, -2. I think it's -3 usually. Payments is -7% per part instead of -5. And I think that's pretty much the same. But I get a free $1 million vote or something like that. £1 million vote. Yeah, so, yeah, that's basically the choices. They basically changed the values and mechanics to make the game a lot more difficult, a lot more unpredictable, and a lot more realistic. Because it used to be basically, if you had the best car on the grid, if you had the best driver on the grid, you're probably going to win most of the races regardless of what your car is. Now, the lines between what a good driver can do and what a good car could do are much closer together. If that makes sense to you. Anyway, let's carry on. Close that. Single-seater series, yes, they are up to date on lots of different series. We're going to do single-seater, and I love the fact that somebody's bothered to model in their Halo in there. That's great. Okay, Formula 1 it is. And me being me, I do like fixer-uppers. Just ask my wife. Yeah, so yeah, what have we got here? We've got all of the teams, plus 2 more. We've got Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Alpine, AlphaTauri, Williams, Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Aston Stroll racing. And also 2 other teams just for variability's sake, I think, variety's sake. But to Cheetah, I hope they're a real team because that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? It's a whole cheetah, and they've got the Lotus sort of black and gold livery. That's really good. I like that. Oof, yeah, I like that. But as I say, I like fixer-uppers. I like to take teams that are down on the luck. So, of course, I have chosen to manage Ferrari, who have endured the worst season since 1980 in the 2020 season. So, yeah, we're expected to finish 3rd. And I think that's ambitious. Hopefully, I'll get through Season 1 and not be fired, and hopefully make progress on Season 2. I think Season 1 is literally me trying to keep in my job. And season 2 will be me trying to win things. I think that's probably the best way to put it. But yeah, we're going to do Ferrari. And let's take a stock of where we are, where we're strong, where we're weak, what we need to focus on. And yeah, we'll go on from there. All right, if you've made it this far, hello. It means you're actually quite interested in how I go about this. This is a new series, and if you would like to click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that bell, leave a comment, and visit the Patreon, all those nice things. It would really help me out a lot in knowing that you actually want me to continue with this. Little things such as that go a long way, especially when it's a new series, and I'm a little unsure on Let's Plays, because I'm primarily a streamer. But I'm definitely trying to diversify my portfolio, so please leave as much feedback as you can, good or bad. I listen to everything, I don't take it personally. Right, okay, well, here we are, Scuderia Ferrari. We have 2 drivers, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz Jr. Yes, I remember his dad. He was the evil bad guy on Colin McRae Rally. Yes, Carlos Sainz Sr. Right, okay, so the grid is 24 people long. That's 12 teams. That's 2 more than in real life. We have a car, which is apparently the 5th best on the grid currently. A car that's, a driver's team, which is 3rd best on the grid. That's good. HQ is the 2nd best, of course. That's actually very, very good. We have pretty bad personnel. Our sponsorship, we can ignore that because everyone's going to be pretty much the same. And our pit crew is oh my god. Williams have a better pit crew than Ferrari. That has to change. All right, first things first, pit crew needs to be looked at. I literally will be doing that, actually. I'll do it right now. Okay, pit crew has to be, if you auto-manage it, the AI does a terrible job. So I'm going to have to do that between each race, and I think the best thing to do, because there's no refueling, you can ignore that refuel thing, and hopefully nobody votes to try and bring fueling back. If they do, actually, it might change some variables. So I like to just sign a couple of the better ones, the better people. Yeah, I suppose that would be you as well. I'll give you that one. Yeah, okay. And let's put you in here for a race. 14, 14, 14, 16. Well, rear jack. You're a good rear jack person. There we go. Who's the best front jack person? Hey, it's you, the new guy. All right. And now we have tire guys. 15, 14, 14, 14. Okay, so now we've gone up from 9th to 7th. That's a pretty decent improvement, but of course these guys get tired, but more people become available, and we'll check that every single race. Just make sure the highest number you can is spread out initially. This guy is 70 stamina. I think I'm 5th than you, mate. All right. Okay, so let's go. Introduction. Holy, what the? Emilio Vendetti? You're Emilio Vendetti, are you? Somehow I think that's not correct. Emilio implies that's a okay, somebody tell me if that's a real person. Welcome to Scuderia Ferrari. We're all delighted you've chosen to start your managerial career with us. Hopefully there's some time. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. You're my assistant. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm absolutely not intimidated by your beauty at all. Keep me up to date with everything. Did you say date? When? That's a bit forward of you, but I'll accept it. Absolutely great. Okay, Charles Leclerc. So excited to be working with you. I grew up watching you racing. This is going to be great. I just know it. I get on really well with Carlos Sainz, so I hope you're going to keep us feeling like one big happy family. I think you got a chance to win a title this year. I'm an outsider. You are dreaming, lad. I like it. TTFN. I mean, I like the idea of Charles Leclerc signing an email off with TTFN. That's great. Okay, so you get on well with Charles, do you? Hey, man, I used to watch you on TV when I was little. Can't wait to use it. Okay, Charles is and I get on okay. Okay. But I work my socks off. I'm a much better driver. I'm pretty sure I can win a few races. You probably can. Okay, let's just compare you two, shall we? Let's take a look. Charles Leclerc. Right, okay, so another thing that's different from the base game. Driver stats go up to 25 now, rather than 20, which is appreciated. I believe these drivers have more chances of making mistakes, spinning, and crashing as well. Which is great, because you rarely saw drivers crash into each other, even in the base game. Right. I also, speaking of the base game, yes, it's an old game, Motorsport Manager, but, brought up to date as best as they can in the 5 Fantasy team. I have it on good authority that a studio that is not known for making management simulators is making a management simulators with an official F1 license. However, I do not know anything about platforms or release dates right now. Fingers crossed it's not just going to be a mobile thing. But yeah, expect something soon-ish. Hopefully there will be something soonish because there's a huge market for Motorsport Manager stuff, and for some reason nothing good's come out over many, many years. But yes, okay, so Charles is ambitious. He wants to win trophies before retirement. I mean, I don't know what that brings us to us as a team, but it's okay. And he's also a chaser, so he's better when in second place in the race. Apparently, he's really good when in second. Okay. Well, let's compare that to Carlos Sainz. Okay, well, it's pretty close. Carlos is very, very smooth and has really good feedback. Okay, he has a famous dad, which increases his marketability and chairman happiness. Smooth operator, so good with the tires. Team player, so very good number 2. Easy on fuel. He's really, really good. In fact, who is better? That is super close. Who is better? Oh, it's really difficult to compare, but Carlos Sainz, 21. It is so close. Better, not as good, better. That is super close. I actually think maybe Carlos is a slightly better, minuscule better driver, but there is 3 years development in it. Oof. He's listed as the number 2, so he won't mind if I give Charles all the good stuff. So he won't kick off if the cars have huge discrepancies on them. But as a pair, that's really good. The fact that he's established as number 1, and he's on £312,000 less per race. Oh wow. Okay, well, Charles is here for a long time as well, though he's got a much longer contract, so that's good to know. Okay, well. All right, there is a third driver. Who is the third driver? It is Javier. Wait, Javier Love Harass. Javier, I'm so sorry. That's really immature of me, Javier Love Harass. Javier Love Harass? Do you? Really? Right. Well, the reserve drivers do very little, as far as I'm aware. Obviously, I'm very rusty. If I say something that's incorrect, or if you have insight into what mistakes I'm making, or you have a feeling I'm misunderstanding something, please let me know. But I believe I'm correct in assuming that his name is Love Harass. Well, I'm keeping him on for as long as possible as we go forward. Okay, so that's the drivers done. Let's read the rest of the mail. All right, Chief Designer, Ferrari. Okay, so around the Ferrari factory, Maranello, is it? Yep. Around Maranello, beautiful place, wonderful Michelin-star restaurants, beautiful historic buildings and architecture, gorgeous scenery, gorgeous women, and beautiful people everywhere you go. And there's a bald Scottish guy called Jock hanging around, ordering Mars bars deep fried. That's probably not real, but that's what I've decided Jock is. He is a bald Scottish guy in Maranello ordering deep fried Mars bars from Michelin star restaurants. Okay, right. Welcome from myself and all the guys in the design facility. Thank you, Joe. You were one hell of a driver back in the day. If you're anywhere near as good as a boss, we're in for a good season. We are lucky enough at a design facility, though, so it shouldn't be much work there. Okay. On the car front, we could definitely use some work on our gearbox. It is lagging behind the competition and could do with an upgrade. Anyway, looking forward to working with you. Thank you, Jock. I'll see you in a bit. Drivers. Charles is one of the stronger drivers. Doesn't have a huge amount of potential because he's already at it, so we shouldn't expect him to improve. Strength is consistency, but he's bad at feedback. Okay, expected to finish 7th. Okay, Carlos Sainz is one of the better drivers in F1. Probably not worth staking a huge amount of potential of improvement, operating near to the limits. His strength is his feedback, but has issues with adaptability. Interesting. Okay, and Javier Loveras. Yeah, okay, great. We only have a short amount of time till the start of the season. Okay, better be quick. Thank you very much, Anna Hale. Okay, John Elkan. Targets. Right, this is... Okay, this is very important. I want to have a job at the end of the season. I do not think I will finish worse than 7th. These are the options. I think if I just have slightly less money per race and stay in a job at the end of the season, I've done a good job, because I think I'm going to put more money into next year's car. So I'm going to say, I'll just say I'll finish 7th and take just 8 million in development less just for job security. That's probably worth it. So yeah, I'll say 7th. Obviously, I think we should be better than that. Jean Dot. Oh, yes. Jean, I used to run Ferrari. I won't do you special favors, especially with regards to dodgy engines. Dot. Yeah. So John Tott used to run Ferrari, and now he's the head of the FIA, and, well, that's not suspect at all. Names suggested qualifying. Yeah, qualifying. Top 15 drivers from Q1 will go to Q2, Q2 top 10 to Q3. Furthermore, top 10 drivers need to start the race on the tyres they finished qualifying with. Okay, so only the top 10 drivers. So this is something I always got confused with. Only the people who got to Q3 will start on the tyres that they enter Q3 on. So if I am in Q2 and don't make it into Q3, I can change my tyres. Should I want to change strategy or change? Yeah, okay, so I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Please make sure I remember that. Okay, pit crew, hi boss. Might we take charge of them? Yeah, I'm aware of. There is no refueling. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know how that works. Great. Okay, let's have a look at this car. It's a very nice looking Ferrari red. I prefer. I miss the slightly more burgundy Ferrari car. You know, like one that I think it was Gerhard Berger and Jean Alesi used to have, because it definitely went more red at some point, probably at Ferrari Schumacher time in the year 2000. Anyway, let's look. Okay, overall, we have the 5th best car. We have the 5th best engine. We have the 7th best gearbox, which explains why we need to work on our gearbox. Our brakes are the 5th best. We have the 3rd best front end. That's good. Suspension 5th and rear end 4th. So that's not too bad. Also, a lot of this depends on our designer and the facilities, so we'll check that out. Tire wear, yeah, we're really good. Improvability is probably the best thing for us. It's also improvability when it comes to build next year's car, as I read in the exquisite manual that they put in the Fire Fantasy mod. Read it, absolutely read it. Improvability is what's related to reliability in next year's cars, and as you'll see when we look at the parts themselves, you'll see that all of the cars and all the parts have like 80% reliability at the start of the game rather than something like 30 on the base game. So your cars can actually finish each race straight away rather than all blowing up on turn 1 like they did in the base game. So improvability is basically reliability. You got to remember that. Fuel efficiency is self-explanatory. More fuel you use, the more fuel you need, and the more weight you have. Tire wear is how fast you go through your tires, and tire heating is how well you can manage those tires at their performance. So they're two separate things. And, oh yes, look, we can see Ferrari is the engine provider for Ferrari. We are very strong and very strong with a 150 base stamp. That's a really good 42 million pound engine. Fuel supplier is Shell. We are terrible at fuel efficiency. That explains that. But strong, yep, okay. And the best possible chassis materials, and a brake supplier, which could be slightly better, I think. 74 million pounds to build this car. Before we start getting into the design. So it's a lot of money going into these cars. Right. Okay. Before we get into building things, let's just check the HQ. Oh, great. Okay. So, right. We have a legendary, because, of course, Ferrari has a test track. Yes, we have our own test track. And that means we can build up to legendary parts throughout the season. That is very good. Everything else is 4 out of 5 or epic. But 5 out of 5 in the engine. That's good. Right. We can build things, but that will cost an awful lot of money. A road car factory. I'm going to leave that because it gives you $500,000 per race, but it's a hell of a long-term investment before it starts making money because it's very expensive. 75 million, 50 weeks to build. So you'll need, what, 100 and something races for that to... Wait, 10... Yeah, you'll need a lot of races for that to start making money back on you. Oh, my God. And we can also upgrade certain things should we need to. Staff center is a useful thing to do. I prefer spending a lot of money on the forecasting center because you can win or lose a race knowing when the rain's going to come. But again, we'll need a lot of money for that, and that's definitely for building for the next 2 or 3 years if we get that far. Hopefully I'll stay in the job for that long. Right, design is 3 or 4, everything's 3 or 4. Okay, so really our engine will be our thing. That's going to be our thing. We're going to be the team with the good engine. I like to have a gimmick on all my cars. I like, you know, you know, Red Bull are the team with the aero, and you know, it used to be Renault with the team with the gearbox, or you know, things like that. And it looks like we're going to be the team with the engine. So because a fully upgraded test track is expensive as all hell, I bet. I don't have a price there, but I bet it's expensive. All right, so what do we need to do? We need to build, let's take a look at the car specifically. Improve parts. So here we are. These are the parts we have. These are the default parts that we start the game with. They have a red zone, which means once the reliability gets down to there, they have a chance to fail. They probably won't get that far down in the races because we start off with a very high reliability. So really, we should improve certain parts or parts that we plan to replace last first. So if that makes sense, we have two guys, Ricardo Adami, who is on the performance side. His performance stat is 18, which is very good. And Dave has on the reliability. His reliability is 16, and that will do for now. Both of those guys have 1-year contracts, so that's okay for now. Right, so what are we going to do? We apparently should be making a new gearbox. Oh yeah, staff. Let's have a look at Jock. Hello, Jock. Can I see you? Right. Here is Jock. He's good at the engine. He is less good at other things, but not that too. Yeah, that is a good designer. But that's nice. That's a good designer. He's good at engines. All right. But this is the important thing. What is he good at designing his bonuses on? He can improve performance potential at the cost of reliability. Okay. But at great parts, they take no time to build. That can be very useful. Nothing on, but he can do legendaries. Legendary can be risk level 3, so we can put. Oh, hang on. Right, hang on. Oh, is this for real? Did somebody deliberately do this, or is this randomized? Oh my god, right. Okay, so this risk level -3 means that we can put illegal parts up to a risk level of 3 onto our cars, and the scrutineers at the end of the race won't detect them. And our only legendary part that we could do is an engine. So we can put the absolute cheatiest cheats on our engine and nobody will detect it, which is exactly what Ferrari did a couple of years ago. Oh my god, that's brilliant. If that's deliberate, somebody deliberately managed that into the mod, well done. You get a round of applause for that. Fire team, well done, lads. All right, so that's great. If that's deliberate, well done. All right, so we can, once we finally get around to building engines, we can all out cheat with that. But right, okay. Next thing to look at, in fact, I have, yeah, okay, so this is the circuit. There are 16 races. And right, so as you can see, you know, Dubai, Portugal, South Africa, Canada, Germany, Britain, Belgium, Italy, Russia, Singapore. Sorry, yeah, it says it there. I'm looking at the flags. Japan, USA, Brazil, Australia, Dubai, and Doha/Qatar. All of these tracks have, I say, realistic weather for their geographic location, but you know, there's always a dice roll that can make it crazy. But they all have, based on their track layouts, a focus on what parts we should focus on having, or which are the most important areas to focus on your car to have a good race at this location. For example, Dubai, it's important that I have good top speed, good front wing, and good rear wing, which is pretty much what I do have, so I might have a good performance there. And exactly the same in Portugal. Nice. But in Cape Town, it's a street circuit, so good gearbox, good brakes, and good front end for low-speed corners is important. Canada, top speed, deceleration, acceleration. Oh, but that's only useful and not crucial, so those two are really, really important. Munich, yeah, there you go. You get the point. Certain tracks require certain more expectations from certain parts. And what I'm going to do now is something I did last year, but I didn't put it in the Google Doc because I'm an idiot. I don't think so. I'll check. I'm going to go down this list and write down which tracks have which important, crucial parts. And I'm going to create a tally chart, and I'll be able to tell you exactly which is the most important things to focus on throughout the year. So this could help our development and prioritize certain parts I'm not going to go into when I should prioritize them if I want to separate them into like blocks of 4. Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 16. I could probably do that, but I'm not going to go that far into it. I'm not going to manage it that far, but I will get a tally chart, and I will just grab a pen, and I'll be back with that in a second. All right, and now I'm back. So what I can tell you is that it's quite clear that the most important part to focus on, which is perfect for us, with 12 races requiring it, is the engine. And then after that, the gearbox, 10 races, the rear wing, 8 races, the brakes, 7 races, the medium suspension or suspension is 6, and then last is the front wing. Yeah, with 5. So that's pretty good for us. The most important part for all-round performance throughout the season is for the engine, followed by the gearbox, which is where we're actually weakest. So, you know, mixed bag there. But now I know what we can prioritize, what we should prioritize. First thing is definitely prioritize the gearbox. Let us make a gearbox. Right, let's see if I can remember how to do this properly. Okay. Gearbox. Right, so I can fit up to 6 things on it. And now I can say, right, okay. Yep, jock is on there. Okay. So, 8 days for each of these, unless I click this and it takes 0 days, and that takes up 1 of the spots. So, let's see what we got. Performance plus 25 at the cost of reliability. Okay. Performance plus 15 and fuel efficiency plus 10%. Interesting. The fuel efficiency plus 10% is not reflected in the part's performance or reliability, but that's like a tangible thing you need to remember. Performance plus 25, max performance after development plus 30 at the cost of reliability. Reliability seems to be a thing. However, I see. At the cost of 1 cheat, we can have reliability plus 60%, but we've also got that one there for the cost of 30. Okay, right. So, okay, so we can do... Wait, if I can go 1, 2... I can only do 2 from each one. All right, okay, so... Okay, right. Reliability. I'm going to ignore the risk thing right now. I'm not going to do that. Not just yet. I like to get a couple of parts on the board before I start cheating. But sometimes it can be worth it. Ooh. If you have a policy on that, let me know. Maybe I can learn something from you. Right, that is going to be on there as well, I think. Unless I can't get it out before the start of the race. Right now, it's just 3 days before the race, and I've got 4 parts more to fit. So I think that pretty much tells you I can't really do that. Let's get 1 out, because we need 2, obviously, because it's 2 cars. Unless we build 1. Ooh, I don't know. I should probably think about this a bit more. Right, okay, well, I will put plus 60 reliability. Look at that, it's going to come out of the factory 11 days before the race with 100% reliability on it. Wow. Okay, well. Yeah, so if I want it ready for this first race, which is probably a good idea because I believe it needs the gearbox. No, it does not need a gearbox. Okay, so we can take our time with this. So we can get that off there. Performance for the cost of reliability. 25. What's the point in doing that then? It just cancels everything out. Well, if we've got time, I don't need to put reliability on it. In fact, I could take all the reliability we can off it. Right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Drivers overtaking plus 2 for the cost of failure state plus 20%. No, we're not going to do that. Overtaking at the cost of reliability. Again, that's pretty terrible. Oh, crap. Well, okay, one good thing is once we sort of fire one of these gearboxes out, we will unlock the epic tree, and we'll be able to see, because we have an epic telemetry center, I think it is. We'll be able to unlock the telemetry center, so it'll be a whole new tier of things we can add there. Because right now, that's not good. That's pretty terrible performance in qualifying. No, thank you. When fully developed, this will have 534 plus 60 from design and 40 from components. I still have things I can put on this if I want to, but right now this thing will be ready 3 days before the race, and it looks like it will be better than the base model, and it's going to be relatively cheap at 2 million. we still have a lot of sponsorships to get as well. At least a few. I know most teams start off with most of the sponsors filled. All right, well, minus 30% red zone. No red zone. It will never fail. Unless it gets to 0. Oh, that's rubbish. Reliability plus 60 if you want to cheat. Do you know what? Shall we do that? If you want to cheat, we'll do that. Yep, we'll cheat. We'll cheat. Yes, so we're going to cheat for this part. I'm just changing my risk of rule break is low, so there's a very small chance we'll get caught. Well, if we're throwing 1 day after race, though, that's the bit. But right, it's 3 days before the race, and it won't be ready. If we get rid of that, it will be 11 days before the race. That will be ready. Oh, God, this is terrible. There's no plus to max other than that one. 11 days before the race. Tell you what, yeah, let's do this then. You know, I'm only going to put 4 on it just so I can unlock the next level. And it's going to be ready in, yeah, let's just get rid of it. You have an empty component slot. It's highly oh, God damn it. I am dithering super hard here, you guys. All right. 5 days before the race, that will be ready, and it's full. There is still a cheat on it, but fine. Done. All right, that's been done. We need to improve the rest of it because I'm going to be focused on gearbox, and as soon as I've got 2 of those out, I'm going to fire out new engines. I think, well, the least important thing was the front wing. After that, it was the suspension. So what I'm going to do is improve performance because I don't really need to focus on reliability and anything on the front wing. Actually, I should probably go for the other things in the middle. The rear wing and the brakes performance. So brakes, both sets, and the rear wing, both sets. They could be maxed out 7 days before the race. Are you kidding me? Well, might as well just do everything then. 2 days, 4 days after. There you go. Well, there you go. Just improve all that, and I'll focus on doing this. That sounds pretty good to me. That's a strategy, I guess. Yep, that's a strategy. Yeah, just get those base parts up to date as quickly as possible, and then we'll start adding based on priority and need, and we'll see what we can do with the gearboxes after that, and then we'll fire out engines. And yeah, so that's it. We'll move it on and see what happens. Wow. I remembered a lot more than I thought I did. Unless I've forgotten something horrific. New Scuderia Ferrari manager announced. Fan reaction is mixed. I am not surprised. Is Reckonist really good enough to manage our team? Nah, mate. Interview request with Eurosport. Oh my god. I thought that was Jeff Goldblum for a second. All right, accept. There can be a few more legendary teams in all of Motorsport than Scuderia Ferrari. Will you be able to escape the past and deliver some results? Definitely. Plenty of history, and I want that to inspire us. Greatness is expected. Oh, yes, I forgot about this. Who's the better driver? Charles, Carlos, 2 great drivers. Frankly, they're both crap. 2 great drivers. Good. Preview wrote that you expected to finish 3rd. I'm just going to say B. Yeah, no reaction there. We all remember your time as a fan favorite racer a few years back. Will you be able to transfer your skills to the management game? I know the ins and outs of a race driver needs to make a great car, so sure it'll be fine. This is pretty different to what I'm used to, but I know the fans will support me. That's the main thing. In racing, the pressure comes at 200 miles an hour. This should be a cakewalk. Okay, ins and outs. Yeah, okay. So I've made Carlos like me a little bit more than Charles. Excellent. All right, when is Dubai? Soon. I didn't check anything to do with Dubai's weather, but it's probably dry. All right, gearbox 1 done. All right, they're telling me I should build a wind tunnel. Not just yet, my friend. Okay, lots of sponsors and Emilio. Wow. Okay, I've prepared a brief report in Dubai. 48 laps. Yes, full-length races, pretty much. Lap record is 2 minutes. That's a long lap. Likely to be some... There is likely to be rain. 40% chance of rain in the Dubai. That's pretty much the sign of the rapture, isn't it? With all the high-speed corners on the circuit, cars with good rear wings will benefit from the additional downforce. Red Bull are looking particularly strong in that department. That's realistic. The tyre compound choices this race between soft, medium, and hard. Fairly good tyre for track tyre wear. Our car is pretty excellent at that, so we should be able to make the tyres last. So no need for hard tyres by the looks of it. That's all from me. Thank you very much. My personal assistant. Wind tunnel. Jock. Relax. Gearbox finished. All right. Check out the car. All right. Let's just stick this into Charles. Not like that. Okay. So, yeah, it's better performance. It needs some reliability work doing on it, but it still should be fine. Risk of rule break low. I'll take... Yeah. Still should be fine. I mean, shall I put it into... Yeah, let's... Yeah. 1 day after the race, it'll be 100, so... 4 days after... 1 day after 4 days. Okay, we'll do it that way. So, you got to remember, performance-wise, it's still better. I could give... Does it require... No, it doesn't, does it? No. Okay, gearbox is not that important for this race, so I'm not going to give performance, but I want it to get to the end of the race, so do a little bit in the time we have on reliability, please. Dave. Right. Design new part. Now that we have unlocked the high performance packages, what we... Oh, yeah, there we go. Cheats. Right. Maximum performance plus 40, performance plus 30 for one risk. Performance plus 90, max performance plus 60 for plus 3 risk level. This is such a Ferrari team. I love it. Performance plus 90, and this is fine at the cost of 50% fuel efficiency. Holy hell. Yeah, that's a safe one. I am less enthused by that, but I'd like to see it. All right. Okay, done. Max fuel efficiency. What do we have for fuel efficiency? Just 10%. Well, that's going to mitigate it a little bit. But the performance increase like 709. Oh. All right. Reliability. It's not going to be ready for this race, but the race after that it will be. So we'll take the reliability hit there. More performance would be good. We don't have any, really. Acceleration plus 20 to max plus 10%. And one more. I don't know what, plus 40. Plus 40 at qualifying. I don't know how good those things are. Plus drivers overtaking. I mean, that one's plus 20% for the red zone. Oof. More reliability. So 40 days after the race that'll be ready for. That means if we take this long on this part, we will not be able to get an engine out quick enough. Okay, could cover take no time to build. There's only one of them. Okay. I can't do double cheat, can I? No, I think it's a little early for a risk plus 2. Yes. Okay, just stick the qualifier on then. 39 days after the race, that means it won't be ready for Tondola, but again, luckily the gearbox isn't a relevant one for that track. But Cape Town it absolutely is, so alright, we'll try and get that one ready for Cape Town. 3.7. I mean, it's the best of what we've got, so get it done. And what's after Cape Town? I'm curious. Cape Town, Vancouver, which is the top speed and gearbox, and then it's another gearbox, then it's top speed because it's Silverstone. Gearbox, top speed, gearbox, top speed, gearbox, top speed, gearbox. Yeah, so that's the getting those two right. Gearbox and top speed done as early as possible and then build on the rest of it seems like a decent strategy. And another good thing is getting sponsors right. Yeah, the mod has full realistic inverted commas sponsors. I think what I'm going to do is what I did in the past was get one of them to pay bills with throughout the year, and get one of them to increase the factory. And the thing we need to improve, really, based on the tally chart, is the gearboxes and telemetry center. So we need 16 million for that. And so let's see if anyone gives us a lot of upfront money, which this one does. Rocket, 28 million for 23 races. So that's a season and a half. Wow. MasterCard, 22 races. Okay. And Canon, we have to finish second to get that. No. And 1.3 in Japan only. That makes sense. I'll take your rocket money if you don't mind. Yeah, give me that money. You should see it appear on the car somewhere now. Somewhere. I can't see it. There's Ray-Bans there, but where's Rocket? I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Oh, Kit. There it is. All right. We also have a fixed payment sponsor. So per upfront payment, or fixed eBay. Dustless blasting. I have never heard of that. Liquid Molly. Is that like legal Molly? What is that? Here, have liquid Molly. We sell it in bottles now. It's legal? Question mark. It says it's legal, question mark, on the bottle. So that's how they get out of it. I'll take the per payment. 11 races at 6 is 6.6. Actually, 11 races, 6. Yeah, that's slightly better value for money, but it's less money up front, but we'll take it. Okay, so Ray-Bans is at the end of this season. And yeah, Casper Sky. Okay. Well, that's done. That's us. Rocket is over there. There he is. Very nice. It's a decent thing. Yeah. There's also on the livery. I might actually change the livery at the end of the season. In fact, Patreon people, if you are... I'll put it up towards the end of the season. If you're a patron by the time I get to the end of the season, I will hold a competition. If you are able to design a Ferrari livery, I will use it. If you just share it with me on the Patreon page, I will use it. I'll use the best ones. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, we'll use that. A livery competition on the Patreon page. That's pretty good. That's a good idea. I just had it. All right. Standings. Right. Off we go. Moving on. All right. Javier's birthday? Oh, right. Okay. Javier Loverass. Oh, my God. Javier's birthday. It's Javier's birthday. We should get him a nice present. I hear he's pretty touchy about his birthday. What do you think? 100 grand on his birthday for the third drive? Get out of it. Just shut up. All right. Antonio Lobato. Finally, that moment all F1 ones and look forward to the start of the season. Yep. McLaren, Lewis Hamilton, and Battery Voltas. I fancy Lewis Hamilton. Just end it there. Yep. Said Damon Hill. Oh, Damon Hill said that? Yep. Gonna be Lewis. All right. We're gonna go to Dubai, and I'll see you in part 2 of this Let's Play. It's gonna be interesting because I've forgotten how to manage everything. See you soon, guys.